Are you in the market for a new high-powered car audio amplifier for your subwoofers? Well, today we're going to take a look at this Taramps amplifier, find out if it's something that maybe you should consider. Let's see what it's all about. Now that we removed the exterior plastic, let's take the plastic off the Taramps logo. And here we have the Taramps Smart 8 amplifier, 8,000 watts. Currently in the Smart series, there are 6 different models, 2 Smart 3s, 2 Smart 5s, and 2 Smart 8s. We have the standard Smart 8 version, which on Amazon is $625 at the time of this video. Check links in the video description to find out what your current pricing is. Those who've seen the Taramps amplifiers before will notice it looks pretty familiar here on one end of the amp. You can see we have RCA in and out, gain control, high pass filter, low pass filter, a bass boost frequency, and a bass boost level. Also, we have the monitor level remote plug. We have the positive and negative speaker output, which are 4 gauge. And we also have the remote terminal for turn on of the amplifier. These amplifiers are inexpensive, and you can tell by the quality of the potentiometers here. Also, the RCAs are standard, not the Tiffany style. Now, the monitor level remote is something new. We've been asking Taramps forever to come out with a remote bass control. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with the amp. If you want one, they're $35 extra. Check a link in the video description if you want to pick one up. Looks pretty cool overall. Too bad we don't have one to show you guys, but it does have a clip LED indicator on it, also protection and level indicator, which is really cool. So back to the other side of the amplifier. Here you can see we got some beef. We have smart coolers. I don't know why Taramps decides to call fans smart coolers. I don't know, maybe that's some Brazilian term, but literally they're fans inside the amp. Amplifier also has beefy 2 alt power and ground, 2 of each. And we have another smart cooler on the other side. There's actually 4 total in a push-pull fashion. You'll see it later when we get to the internals of the amplifier. These are variable based on the temperature of the amplifier as well. As for dimensions, this full bridge Brazilian amplifier is 20.2 inches long, 9 inches wide, and a standard height for these is 2.8 inches or 70 millimeters. As for ratings, at 4 ohms it's rated 5,000 watts, 2 ohms and 1 ohm both are rated at 8,000 watts. Now let's get this beefy 8,000 watt amplifier hooked up to the amplifier dyno so we can find out how much true power it makes. If you haven't seen these tests before, on the left you'll see the power output in watts. In the middle we'll show the ohm load. Also on the right, the voltage of the dyno. We'll also have a remote clamp display so that we can calculate the amplifier's efficiency during the test.
Hold on to your butts.
To power a large amplifier like this, I use lithium cells. These are LTO cells by Yinlong and Excess Power. I have 48 cells in 6S 8P format. Additionally, I have several 100 amp power supplies that work like an alternator to provide the juice to keep these charged during the test. All right, let's move on to the test. 4 ohms mono, the amp is rated 5,000 watts at 12.6. Let's try a certified test at 40 hertz. See what we get. A little bit shy here, 4404, right at 14.42. But what about to clipping point for subwoofer amplifiers? In my opinion, that's really the measurement we need to be concerned about. And we're still a little shy, 4686, 14.14. Now what about dynamic at 4 ohms? Still a little bit shy. It's rated 5,000 watts, and we're about 4670 at 14.3. Now let's move on to 2 ohms, and it jumps all the way up to 8,000 watts for the ratings. Let's try certified. Can it get that 8,000 watts? Yes, right at it. 8165, 13.92. Let's reset the dyno for the uncertified mode. Let's see what we get here up to clipping. 8,506 watts at 13.79 volts. What about dynamic? Sends a pulse tone of 40 hertz into the amplifier. Kind of see what it can do for handling these transient peaks in music. And look at this, almost 9,000 watts, 8846 at 14 volts. Now let's set it for the 1 ohm test, again rated 8,000 watts at 12.6. We're going to stay above that for the voltage. Here we go, certified test. Check it out. 10,089 watts at 13.58, but that can't be right. Let's run it again and try it and see if we can get that number again. And check this out, 10,013 watts. Say it ain't so. I want you guys to hear that noise. That's the noise coming from the amplifier. Yeah, most people don't hear that with these loud power supplies, but when we use these LTO cells, we can hear everything the amplifier does, and yes, it makes a lot of noise, kind of scary. So we ran the uncertified test again earlier in 9782, so right around 10,000 watts this thing does at 1 ohm, either in the certified or uncertified mode. Dynamically though, over 14,349 watts right at 15 volts, killing it. But we're not done yet, my friends. We're going to drop it down to 0.8. They don't provide any ratings, but they say these amplifiers are stable at low ohms due to the smart technology. And here we go. At 0.8, we get 7659, so just a little bit less. It does drop, but it does have this smart technology built in, so it knows how to limit the current and not shut down the amplifier. Uncertified to clipping 8889, so almost 8900 watts. And then dynamic at 0.8. Check this out. 16,110 watts.
Damn, shit bump.
Here are all the results. You've pretty much seen all of these except for the 8 ohm test. I did run those additional tests. Again, 4 ohms we didn't quite meet rated, but 2 ohms and above, or below I should say, killed it, especially 1 ohm. Over 10,000 watts certified. Now, if you're one of those people that wants to see under 0.8, if you stick around to the very end of the video, I'll drop it down all the way to half an ohm. Here are the FLIR thermals of the amplifier, and overall the amplifier did not get extremely hot. Temperatures in the lab were the mid 50s to low 60s, so it's kind of a cool environment, but again, amplifier didn't have any issues with heat, did not shut down. The fans came on when they needed to. Next up, let's take off the bottom panel and find out what's inside this 8,000 watt smart amplifier. And here we go. Had a little issue with that sticker on one end of the amp, but we got inside. You can see the choke here. You can see the large caps, also the power supply transformers. And here we go. Let's first off look at these rail caps. There are 5 total of these EPCOS 200 volt, 2200 microfarad capacitors here to help with the capacitance for the rails. Also, we have 25 volt 4700 microfarad on the input filtering for the power supply. This amplifier is said to handle voltages between 9.5 and 17 volts. We did not try the low end or the high end there to confirm that. Let's talk pros and cons, things we like, things we think could be better, at least things to be aware of. Big base value, obviously 8,000 watts plus for just over $600. Dual 2.0 inputs are nice. 4-gauge speaker output. Smart technology to help keep your amplifier from shutting down. Variable bass boost and frequency. Is it low ohm capable? We'll find out later. Has a single RCA in and out, which kind of stinks. A single speaker output. That way, if you have multiple speakers, you're going to have to use a distribution block. The fans can be loud. I doubt you'll hear it over your subwoofers, though. The bass remote is extra, and it takes power to make power. That's right. You're not going to get 8 to 10,000 watts out of this amplifier without having a huge battery reserve of lithium and usually a large alternator as well. That's just one of the costs of having a big bass system. Do not try to hook up one of these on a factory car system. It will not work. You do have to have upgraded electrical. Make sure you do that or you're going to have a big smoky mess. Well, I appreciate you guys watching as always. Make sure to smash me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you like this content. Check me out, patreon.com/oldschoolstereo. Till next time, Big D, I'm out of here. Let's drop it to 0.67 certified. Here we go. 7,037 watts, 14.12. This amp knows how to limit the current. That's the smart tech that's built in. Uncertified to clipping 0.67. Right at 7881, but we got 666 amps of current pulled. Oh no, not today, devil. Let's rewire the amplifier here for the dynamic test at 0.67, 40 hertz. Holy moly. Check this out, over 17,000 watts. 17,758 at 14.36. But we're not done yet. Let's move it to 0.5 certified. We get 6481, 14.21, pulled 582 amps of current, and then dynamically at half an ohm. Not quite as much, 15,957, and it did hit protect, but it came right back out. Big D, till next time, I'm out.